An Economics Guide, the Study of Money. Chapter 1. Economics, the Academic Study. Basic Economics. Economics is a basic college business course. Stated loosely, it is a study of the marketplace. It attempts to understand then forecast the future based on their calculations and theories. Some cynics say it's bull. They know no more than anyone on the street how to analyze the economy and forecast what's going on, but there are some basic rules that apply and they make good scapegoats when the poop hits the fan. Blame your problems on inaccurate forecasting by the economists. The big conflict is Keynes versus Friedman, the Keynesians versus the monetarists. Keynesians want the government to control the economy. Monetarists believe in a free enterprise system without the government sticking their noses in. Money is a bill of exchange that carries a certain assigned value. In human history, money was developed to make it possible to exchange goods and services without bartering. In the United States, money used to be backed by gold stores at Fort Knox, which means that for every paper dollar and coinage in circulation, there was gold in storage backing it up, but now the currency is not backed by gold. It's based on the general strength of the U.S. economy. The American dollar is the standard by which most other nations measure their currency, what it's worth relative to the American dollar. This is how worldwide currency is traded. When a Mexican guy wants Eurodollars, his pesos are generally calculated in American dollars first, then converted to the euro. A nation's economic system is generally guided in two ways. 1. Monetary policy, which is the manipulation of the borrowing rate of interest to make it easy or hard to borrow money, which is done through a nation's central bank, which is the Federal Reserve Board, FRB.gov, for the United States. The FRB controls the money supply, how much money is in actual circulation out there, which helps keep it at a stable value. Too much money causes money to lose value and vice versa, and it manipulates the interest rates which banks use as a guide when they lend money. Low interest rates mean more people borrow money, so more is circulated throughout the economy for the multiplier effect. High interest rates mean less people borrow money and the money supply tightens, gets scarce. This is how the FRB tries to cool off a hot economy or fire up a sluggish one, by manipulating the prime lending rate. Some nations do not have a central bank. In general, countries with a central bank are more stable financially than countries without one. Although this is not always true, which kind of verifies my point that free market economies generally run themselves and eventually settle at rates that are good for business in the marketplace. 2. Fiscal policy is the amount of money the government spends on programs that give people jobs. The more they spend money and create jobs, the more taxes they get and the more they sometimes borrow, by selling savings bonds, T-bills, etc. The net result is that the economy gets stronger as long as there are substantive things being created that benefits people, not just make work programs. If the government has to borrow a lot of money by selling financial instruments, this money stays out of general circulation, people not spending but rather buying these investment certificates, which means the multiplier effect loses out. It could create a high national debt, which means the government wastes money by paying out interest on the money they borrowed. Over time, this could lead to national bankruptcy. In the United States, the FRB is a private organization and acts as a counterforce to the government's policies to try to keep the economy stable. Many third world nations have no central bank. The government simply prints up money as it needs it to pay its bills. These currencies are so unstable and change in value so much that they can't be used to exchange for currencies from the solid countries of the world. The total size of the nation's economy is called the gross national product/GNP, which is the value of all goods and services in a country's economy and also includes what the country's companies earn by expanding worldwide. A trade surplus means a country exports more product overall than it imports. A trade deficit means that a country imports more than it exports. The three basic categories of economics are microeconomics, economics of the consumer; macroeconomics, economics of countries; global macroeconomics, economies of the world. Adam Smith is the pioneer of economics. He wrote about the invisible hand of Capitalism in the Wealth of Nations in 1776. There are basic economics courses in high school and at university. Book about economics go from number 330 to number 339 at the library. 330 Economics. 331 Work. 332 Money, Investing, Stock Market. 333 Land, Real Estate. 334 Cooperative Systems. 335 Collectivist Systems and Schools. 336 Public Finance, Taxes. 338 Production, Corporations. 339 Distribution and Consumption. Microeconomics Info. Microeconomics is the economics of the consumer. It is a common university course. Books about it are at number 338.5 or HB 172 at the library. The field goes all the way from the economics of a nation to the economics of individual companies. The major concepts are as follows. Economics is the study of what people buy and why. Marginal analysis, find the point where your customers are the happiest and you reap the greatest profits. In a free market economy, the value of the product will dictate consumer demand and price, relative to the competition. Growth is generally the war cry of all nations and all companies. Give the customer what he wants at a fair price. Don't flood the market. In this case, because supply outstrips demand, prices will plummet. An assumption of economics is that people always want more products. The higher the price goes, the less people buy. The lower the price goes, the more people buy to a certain point. Demand is related to price, even for basic needs like water, electricity, and food. This concept is called price elasticity. There's also the concept of income elasticity. People buy consumer goods based on their income. There's a happy medium between demand and supply. People will only buy up to a certain price, then they will stop. The lower the price, the more people will buy, but you have to keep it high enough such that people respect it and the sellers make a profit. If the workers aren't paid enough and treated well, they will revolt. The revolt could be as simple as not working for you or as violent as destroying the facilities. Treat the workers with some respect. Pay them the most you can reasonably afford without sacrificing profit. The concept of marginal utility is that there is a point where consumers get enough satisfaction with a product and owning any more of it has diminishing returns for them. It doesn't make them any happier. For the average person, 1 car is great, 2 is better, 3 is fine, but after that, a 4th car won't change their happiness levels all that much. A company exists to make profits. There are short-term and long-term costs, fixed costs, and variable costs. A company has to analyze all of these, see the big picture and operate to make a profit, otherwise all is lost. In the market, there are 2 major conditions. A monopoly where nobody else sells what you sell, so you are free to charge what you want, within reason. Perfect competition, which means other people sell exactly what you sell, so you have to be competitive with them to get market share. There are antitrust laws which discourage monopolies and strive to regulate/break them up because they say they're bad for business. Your job is to increase demand for your products/services and decrease costs of operation. Competition is good for everyone. Everyone tries harder to make a better product at better prices. The customer gets the lowest possible prices and the best service. The customer is your bottom line. Cater to him so he buys your product/service. Be environmentally conscious in the operation of your business. Factor it into the costs of operation. The government regulates business and charges taxes on businesses. The bottom line is always profit, profit, profit. Do good for yourself by doing good for your customers. When you earn profits, invest them back into the company. Expand to world markets. American Economic Association. 2014 Broadway. Number 305. Nashville, Tennessee 37203. 615-322-2595. aeaweb.org. Chapter 2. Economics websites. Economics websites. American Economic Association. aeaweb.org. Investopedia.com. thebalancemoney.com. econlib.org, the concise encyclopedia of economics. res.org.uk, Royal Economics Society. inomics.com. abcnews.go.com/business/economy. access.gpo.gov/eop. access.gpo.gov/su_docs/budget/index.html, US government budgets. aeaweb.org/journal.html, Journal of Economic Literature. aei.org/eo, American Enterprise Institute for Public Policy Research Economic Review. air.org, American Institute for Economic Research. alamut.com/subj/economics/attention/economy. ahmadicon.com/gd/gdtimeline.html, timeline of the Great Depression. ahmadicon.com/Great Depression.html. bankofamerica.com/investor/index.cfm. amateureconblog.blogspot.com, Amateur Economist. archives.econ.utah.edu. argmax.com, argmax.com, Economics News, Data, and Analysis. asaptutor.com, Economics Homework Help. bank-banque-canada.ca. bankofengland.co.uk. bea.doc.gov, the Bureau of Economic Analysis. bea.doc.gov/ Bureau of Economic Analysis, Economic Stats. bea.gov, Economic Analysis. bea.gov/bea/regional/race/ the Bureau of Economic Analysis, Local Economic Data. bea.gov/Bureau of Economic Analysis. bpress.com, the B.E. Journal of Economic Analysis and Policy. bigpicture.typepad.com, another perspective on the economy. bis.org/publ/bispapers.htm, Bank of International Settlements Papers. bis.org/review/index.htm, Bank for International Settlements. bis.ac.uk/glossary/econ-gloss. blog.mises.org/blog. bloomberg.com. bls.gov, Labor Stats. bls.gov/CPI, Consumer Price Index. bls.gov/CPI, Consumer Price Indexes. bls.gov/data/home.htm, the Bureau of Labor Statistics. boj.or.jp/en/index.htm, the Bank of Japan. bpubs.com/economics. bre.berkeley.edu/bre www/pubs/wp, Berkeley Roundtable on the International Economy Working Papers. brillig.com/debt_clock. brillig.com/debt-clock. businesscycle.com, the Economic Cycle Research. cabe.ca, Canadian Association for Business Economics. canadianeconomy.gc.ca/english/economy/concepts.html. cato.org/pubs. census.gov. census.gov/econ. census.gov/econ/www/index.html, Census Bureau Economic Data. The Census Bureau provides a wide array of economic and business data, broken down by industries and regions. census.gov/epcd. census.gov/ftp/pub/indicator. sepa.newschool.edu/het/home. separ.net, the Center for Economic and Policy Research. chicagofed.org/publications/economic perspectives/index.cfm. clev.frb.org/research/index.htm. Company Institute. conferenceboard.ca/economics. conferenceboard.org, leading economic indicators. conference.economics/consumerconfidence.cfm, countryfinancialsecurityindex.com, creditrightdowns.com, dallasfed.org/htm/pubs, data.bls.gov/cgi-bin/cpicalc.pl, inflation calculator, account for inflation, doc.gov, dpls.dacc.wisc.edu/internet, driwifa.com, eare.org, European Association of Environmental and Resource Economists, earth-policy.org, ecb.int, the European Central Bank FRB discountwindow.org, the discount window and data on current and historical interest rates, ecb.int/index.html, European Central Bank, eastweb.unomaha.edu/k-12/home.cfm, economic education web, econ.iastate.edu, econ.lsa.umich.edu, economics, econ.lsa.umich.edu/econinternet.html, econ.pit.edu, econ.upenn.edu, econ.utah.edu.